Board meeting to order. 9:12. Thank you. Declare this meeting open to the public. Sinclair, would you please call the roll?
Yes. Director Beseda,
Here.
Director Kurt, Director Osborne, Director Tischler, Director McPherson, Director Smith, Director Curtis.
Here.
We have a quorum present.
Thank you, Sinclair. We'll move on to item number 3, public comment. Do we have anything? Okay. We'll move on to item number 4, my consent agenda. Do I hear a motion? I have a motion made and seconded that we approve our consent agenda. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carried. All right, thank you. We'll move on to item number 5, administrative financials.
Well, it's been a busy month with staff working diligently with our permittees to follow up with non-payment of water use fees, so forth. We're sending out monthly invoices and getting ready for quarterly payments. So it's been very busy. The office was shut down for almost a week during the ice storm. The Monday of that ice storm was a holiday, so then we were actually closed Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and did finally open back up on Friday. The building lost power during the storm. I'm not sure how long we were without power, but I think the power went down definitely on Wednesday, and it was down so long it brought all of our systems down, and so it was kind of a slow reboot, and never an easy thing transition. I'm sure most of y'all experience far greater problems than just lossy power. We were glad there was no frozen pipes or so forth. We had taken a lot of time and effort to wrap outside faucets and so forth. So I want to give kudos to Michael for making sure that we didn't lose any of that. If anyone has any questions, I'm glad to answer.
Okay. If no questions, we'll move on to item number 6. Update on public outreach activities, education, and conservation efforts. Sinclair.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Just a few updates. With that winter storm that came, it did kind of put a halt on some items, but I do have a few things to report. If you follow the district on social media, you most likely saw several posts last week. The National Groundwater Association, they host an annual campaign on social media for Groundwater Awareness Week, and the district participated in that on all of our social media platforms last week, sharing posts about the district's aquifers, about groundwater use, just some more information, conservation about groundwater. In this report, I did mention that it had reached 930 people. Just out of curiosity, since we kind of finished the week last week, I went back and looked this morning, and it had reached just shy of 1,300 people through social media. So I definitely wanted to touch on that. The district was the sponsor for Leadership Cleburne's County Government Day on February 10th. This Leadership Cleburne class, which I am a part of, focuses on different aspects within the county and the community here in Cleburne. So this County Government Day focused on the county government. So we got to visit with the county judge, we toured the commissioner's court, and this was a great way to promote the district and kind of that relationship that we have with our county judge and the commissioner's court, and that we do work closely with them. So it was a good way to kind of boost that public relations initiative there. A few upcoming events beginning next month in April. we're going to kind of hit the ground running on a lot of in-person events with some schools throughout the district. So I have those listed here. And also the 4-H Water Ambassador applications do open April 1st. So if you have anyone in mind that may be a great fit for that program, please encourage them to reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to help them apply for that program. I've also been working on the 2020 draft of the annual report. And before I go into that, I would love to answer any questions right now about anything else. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and move on to the basically the board meeting. No, there's the public. I hope that you all have had an opportunity to kind of review this draft that's included here in your board packet. One thing I do want to mention, so our annual report, it covers the activities of the district, and this includes our management objectives and these performance standards. So on an annual basis, staff will prepare this annual report for review by the board. So our annual report, per the management plan, is not required to be submitted to the board until July 1st. But we would prefer to get that information out to the public, to local and state officials, especially with the legislative session going on right now. So this annual report has been prepared upon approval, of course, to be distributed by the end of March. So I do want to mention that this draft includes complete groundwater production amounts for 2020. For those of you, if you can remember last year, we still had a few permittees who hadn't reported when we were going through this process last year. But I can say that these amounts are total for 2020. So that provides a good snapshot of what our water use looked like for that year as a total. It also includes the complete well registration numbers for 2020. And then any other reports or items that are required to address these performance standards. There are a few things that I would like to point out, kind of points of interest on page 55 of your board packet, which is page 6 of the annual report. This kind of includes an overview of well registration within the district, and then a 2020 breakdown by county. So in the year 2020, a total of 232 wells were registered with the district. So as of December 31st, 2020, that brought us to a total of 1,974 wells. And then moving on to page 59 in your packet, the following pages, we do include some of the usual information that, of course, we need to include for these management objectives. But working closely with Kathy and talking about some of the feedback that she's received, or just thinking about what would the public or important stakeholders or elected officials, what would they need to know? So typically we include a yearly, the annual water use by counties. Here we've included a comparison between 2019 and 2020. So that gives us an idea of, instead of just providing 2020 numbers, we can compare what those numbers actually look like to the previous year. And if you'll notice, we had a decrease in groundwater production within Ellis County and Hill County, and an increase in Somerville County and Johnson County. As far as yearly totals, in 2020, we had a little over 6.4 billion. 2019 was slightly more than that. So with 2020, we did see a decrease in about 6.5 million gallons used. So there was a decrease between 2019 and 2020. And then in the following pages, page 60 and 61 of your board packet, you can see that we've